Alright guys, I wanted to share with you today an interesting article I came across. I'm a big fan of Ditch That Textbook. I've already shared a couple articles, I believe. Matt Miller has a pretty good book regarding different things you can do digitally. And so today I liked his article. I wanted to share it with you. It's about Google Apps and basically about something called digital differentiation, which I think is an interesting term. Basically, he's saying technology lets us personalize instruction. I know we talk about personalization all the time, but I think really when you start using technology, especially Google, we can really see in these two examples, three examples actually, where we can use differentiation and really incorporate technology with it. So this article, you can see the website above. If you just go to ditchthattextbook.com, and then it's basically like a blog. He has everything, all his articles on there. But the thing I like about this the most is today his writing, the focus is on Google Forms and YouTube. And then if you want to take it really an extra step, which I know some teachers already do here in our building and over at Clark Hall, they use Google Sheets in order to collect our data. But let's take a look real quick here at his post. So he talks about using Google Forms, YouTube, and more. And so really when you break it down, he talks about how you can use Google Forms to kind of set up a quiz and then make it like one of those choose your own adventure stories like we used to read the books when you were younger and you have to pick a sequence you wanted to choose. He talks about how you can set up Google Forms, and he has a nice little clip here when you click on this, and it's a screen capture by someone else, but when you click on it, it'll enlarge, and it shows you briefly how to do it, like a 3 to 4 second span, but how you can make questions that build on either the correct responses or incorrect responses. So if you look at a correct selection, if a student would choose, you'd have a question there and then choose a correct answer. They can move on to the next question with new problems, skills, or content. I think what's pretty neat is if you would use it and the student would select the wrong answer, you could go and then select some remediation for them on skills or different content if they selected that certain answer. And so it may sound complicated, but really it's not. You just go into Google Forms. And I like how he has here at the end of that portion of the article, you can just add a section to different to these questions, and it can take you to a new part of the section where you would have different responses. So I think that's a different way, and there's probably already some people using Google Forms that way. I think that's interesting. If you look at the next part of the article, Google Forms and YouTube, and then incorporating it with Google Sheets, I know Forms makes it pretty easy now where you can embed videos from YouTube into certain questions. So he has an example there. He's looking at talking about plot, and they basically find a YouTube video that's already made, or you could make one, and then incorporating it into your question gives kids another idea of maybe if they don't understand a question you're reading, they could watch a video and say, oh, that's what they mean by that. So I think when you look at it, it differentiates content by level of understanding, kind of like Matt says in the article. And then when you look at the last portion of it, talks a little bit about Flubaroo, which we have a lot of teachers using. That's combining Forms, YouTube, and Google Sheets to really do what we just talked about with Forms and YouTube, but then collect your data. And he shows an example here where my cursor is. It's really that easy with Forms. It collects your data in a spreadsheet, and then you can use the add-on Flubaroo to auto-grade the assignment or select feedback. So I like this. It really focuses on differentiation, which we talk about a lot with our pre-conferences and post-conferences and what teachers are doing with differentiation in the classroom. So again, another article here that you can peruse and look at and maybe try some certain things. If you're not real familiar with Google Forms, I suggest it's something you look at and maybe try out and see if you can use it in your classroom here before the end of the year. So if you're already doing things like this, feel free to share them with me or the other administrators, or let us know and we'll come in and take a look if you're using it in your classroom, or send it to me or the other administrators so I can share with the rest of the staff. But I just wanted to share this with you. Again, a great site, ditchthattextbook.com. Matt Miller has a lot of good examples on there and things you can use in the classroom on a daily basis.